Hello, hello. Hey guys, happy Monday. How is everybody doing? It's been a little bit of a struggle Monday for me, but not the worst, not the worst. So I'm happy to be talking to everybody. I hope y'all rested well. I hope you had a great weekend. I know some of y'all were up in here with me last night talking about y'all's good friend Portia and that show of hers. Okay. So we did have a good time with that last night. Glad y'all made it in here today. Those of you who already hit the like button, I want to say thank you to you first. Absolutely. Thank you. I appreciate it. And if you haven't hit the like button, it is still time. And those of you coming in the room, please hit that like button as you come in. Thank you so much. It means a whole bunch. Please subscribe if you have not subscribed and hit that notification bell. But make sure when you hit the notification bell that you click all. So that way, anytime that I go live, you'll be aware of it. Okay? Because I love when a good old notification goes out. So in any event, before I start running my mouth, giving our morning updates and all of my little personal updates and all that good stuff, let me run through here and greet everybody because y'all know I ain't happy till I say hello to everybody. Okay? So let me do this here real quick. There go Honey B22. How you been? So good to see you. All right, all right. Love my dogs too. I know you working, but I'm so glad you here, sis. Hey, Sharon White, how are you? S. Collins, good to see you. Latavia, how you doing? Thank you so much for stopping through. Stephanie Stroud, hey, sis. All right, there's my good sis, Marilyn McGowan, how are you? There's Helene all the way from Las Vegas, Nevada. My dear, dear Kia Coco Pop. My good sis Spiller, always happy to see you. Who else we got up in here? Deandra. Hey, Deandra. All right, this is a day that the Lord has made, honey. Y'all better be glad we made it to another Monday. All right, because some of these weeks be looking like we ain't going to make it to Friday, let alone the next Monday. So I'm glad you're here. Hey, Rochelle. Glennis, how you doing? We got Vita from Denver. Your husband's birthday is today. And yes, I did eat. You better make sure you do something for our brother-in-law for his birthday, girl. Hey, Angie, all the way from Miami and that good old plantation, because I know you working. Hey, Sharon Fona, how you doing? Learning to love myself. Good to see you. Helene Easley, sis, thank you so much for the super sticker. I appreciate the support. It means a whole lot to me. Hey, Dana Cutler, Miss Steelers Nation herself. Hey there. Patricia. Hey, Patricia Joaquin, how are you? All right, all right. Who else is up in here so I can start telling everything? Marva, you made it. Hello. All right, let's see who else made it in here. All right, all right, all right. I think I got everybody. Did I get everybody? Nope. C. Mays. Hey there. How are you? Happy Monday. Auntie Eva, happy Monday. The beautiful CC Miller. How you doing? You heading to catch the live before it ends. Well, I'm glad you got in here with us so I can drop these updates like napalm. Hey, Tasha Renee, how are you? LEL, I'm always happy to see you, love. Hey, Jesse X, you got your earbuds in. I know that's right. All right, it's our crafting princess, Nisi Rose. You are the absolute best. I love your energy. Hey, Cheryl, how you doing? Sasha Ellis, how are you? Happy Monday. Honey B22, always glad to see you. We got my Christian Key up in here. That ain't nobody else Christian Key. That's my Christian Key. I'm like one of those siblings that's real, real possessive. Hey, Roni F., how are you? Brown Skin Beauty, good to see you. Hello, hello. Always a blessing. Ebony M., you made it. All right. Hey, girl. Is that my Toffee Mocha? Is that who that is? Y'all know we also on Twitch. So if you got two browsers or two devices or two apps, can y'all open them both? Let's stream both. Let's be both places. Thanks so much if you can. Sasha Lynn, good to see you. Serene, hey, you working and listening. I know that's right. Hey, Miss Kaiser Sose, how you doing? All right, good to see you. Is this Candy R? Yes. There's the word. You know I was looking for the word for today. When you ain't here, I'll be looking for you. You say today is Melodious Monday, hoping your heart is filled with harmonious tune all day long. Love it. Megan, hey boo, we ain't seen. Okay, y'all know how they do me, so I'm here. I'm here. Thank you so much. And Angie, thank you. Angie be having my back on the back end. Y'all don't even know. I got my sisters, they be shooting for me. Like, hey, they got you on the sound. All right. I'm here though. I'm back. You know they be acting funny with me in the mornings. I guess because they know I'm gonna be trying to tell y'all stuff that they don't be wanting me to tell y'all. So because I be trying to tell stuff that they don't want me to tell, they just, mess with my mic and stuff, and I have to go a different route. But it don't matter. We're gonna get it out anyway. We're gonna tell everything anyway. Okay. So listen. Well, I guess we can do a look. Y'all, well, what y'all want to do? It ain't a whole lot of funnies. Some of even some of the other stuff that is supposed to be serious is kind of funny. So I guess I may as well just give the updates and let them fall where they fall, right? That's the smart way to go. So that's what I'm gonna do. Steph, Chris Stephanie, you moved over to Twitch. I know that's right. Hey, happy to be happy. Hey, naturally rooted. All right. So let's just get into these good old updates, shall we? Let's get into these good old updates. Hey, Glennis, you over in Twitch, learning to love myself, also in Twitch land. Thank y'all so much for having us covered on both platforms. On both. Let me do this. All right. Okay. So, first up, the first thing I got to put out there right off the bat is I want to let y'all know about how many of you are familiar with the State Department website and its uses, or is anybody? Before I start just getting into rattling off information, I have to kind of make sure I'm not just saying crazy stuff and y'all don't know what I'm talking about. Which that's a risk anyway, because sometimes I say some crazy things, but I promise there's always a method to my madness. There is always a method to it. If you're not familiar with it, I'll try to explain in a little more detail. I don't want to just start referencing something and it don't make no sense to you. Cheryl, you know about using the State Department website. What do you normally go to the State Department website for? What do you normally go there for? Kia, you familiar with that? And what do y'all normally go to their website to do? Latavia, you not familiar? Okay. Dig that. Totally dig it. I just like to, at least know exactly what I'm referencing. I don't want to just be saying stuff and have folks like, okay, what is Nitra talking about now? Hey, Vanessa, good morning to you, because I know you're on the West Coast, so it's still morning for you. That's why I said morning/afternoon. We're going to straddle that line. That way we hit everybody. Okay, you go there for help. Jessie goes for her passport. Yours is for state regulations. Spiller say, please explain. Okay. Now, all of those things are correct, but this is one thing I want to point out to you guys. This is super important, especially right now. And the reason it's important right now is because we have a lot of people, and I think it's more closely associated with what Jessie X is saying she uses the State Department website for. Okay, Cheryl says she go there for help. I don't know what kind of help, but Jessie X is closer to what I'm talking about today. Because of everything going on with the carnival 19, carnival number 19. After a while, it might be carnival number 20. We don't know which one it's going to be. But because of that, you got a lot of different countries that are doing different lockdowns, different rules, different this, different that. So now the info that I'm getting is that it's always, some people have always done it, but the information I'm getting is that they're saying it's smart if you have to travel outside of the country. This is for American citizens that have to travel outside of the country. Register your travel. Let the people know where you're going. And also I think it gives you information as far as what they may have or what they may know about which countries and their restrictions. And I'm being told that they might actually, kind of warn you against going certain places. You got your passport last year. Okay. Yeah. But when you get ready to travel out of the country, brown skin beauty, with your passport, is anybody over in Twitch who has a wrench? Where is Queen Mermaid? I need somebody to take out some trash in Twitch. Do we have anybody who can remove the trash in Twitch? Okay. So in any event, hold on. So what they're saying is register your travel, one, because you want to make sure that when you're going somewhere that's safe. And for two, they want to also make sure that, if anything does go wrong with you, that your people know where you are. You can hop over there, Christian. Let me get in there so I can give you a wrench. Because I need to make sure somebody's over there with a wrench so they can handle it. Vanessa, what you say, yeah, they will warn you on current situations. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's exactly what I want y'all to be aware of. I'm trying to get the chat. Let me type hi or something over there. If it will let me. Hey, U.S. Army Brad. Glennis, you blocked them for you, but I need them blocked for the whole site is what my issue is. But yeah, they will warn you, but it's also, they're saying it's important to let the U.S., let your government know where you're traveling in case something does go wrong. And I think that's real important. So let's try to make sure that we do that. If you got to travel out of the country. I am aware that a lot of people don't travel outside of the country, and that's cool too if you don't. But if you do, just want you to be aware that you can run into a little bit of trouble sometimes going out of the country like that. So just be super careful and be aware. Now, see, I found Christian on there. Wait, okay. All right, Christian Key, you are now a moderator on Twitch as well. So anything you see over there, if it don't look right, toss them out. Hey, Velma Cook. So y'all be aware of that. That's super important, and I want you to be aware of it. Also, next up on our Just Be Aware list, just be aware, is that Procter & Gamble, this is important. Get you a pen and a piece of paper. Hey, show me 0517. I'm glad you're in Twitch. So listen, this is what I need y'all to know. Procter & Gamble is recalling, get this, they are recalling the aerosol and the spray deodorants, and I think they said some of the roll-ons. They are recalling them due to benzene. Let me say it again. They are recalling them due to benzene. That's benzene with an E, not benzene with an I. They're saying the ones that are exceeding 2 parts per million, which, let's be clear, benzene is dangerous in any amount because it is a carcinogen, meaning that it is a cancer causing agent. Hey, New Year's Bay. Hey, Queena. So they are recalling They're deodorants. It said it's about 17 of the secrets and old spices that they're recalling. And you can go to their website and you can get the entire list. But I will tell you, they did some checks on them. And the ones that are above the levels, they're recalling them. Now, the government has been made aware, and they're not doing anything. Shout out to Procter & Gamble for doing the right thing and not trying to just kill people. In reality, benzene is dangerous anyway. It's real. It would be a lot safer, in my opinion. It's just me. Hey, Angie, you holding us down in Twitch, or Lady 747. Hey there. If you ask me, it's safer to probably try to find something that does not have benzene in it. But that's just my opinion. But it's bad, period. But even the ones above 2 parts per million, a lot of these companies are still letting it ride. Okay? They're still letting it ride. Now, the reason why this is considered a carcinogen is because they said it's considered an endocrine disruptor. That's what keeps you from stinking. Is disrupting your natural glands function, the endocrine system. So it's an endocrine disruptor. And someone made the comment, made the statement in the article that it was could also be considered a neurotoxin, but I can't say that because I didn't research it, so I don't know for sure. That is a claim being made, but definitely an endocrine disruptor. Did research, and that part is true. However, hey, Maureen Mercer. However, this is the real kicker. In 2018, the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA said benzene is a class 1 solvent. And they said it not only was it a class 1 solvent, they said it was a class 1 solvent with unacceptable toxicity. This is from the Food and Drug Administration now. Then they turn around and said because of the pandemic that they were going to ease up on their restriction. They was going to have they was going to raise the restrictions temporarily on that chemical because they wanted to leave it in the hand sanitizers, okay? And they did their value sure testing or whatever. Now, this is the list of deodorants that is being listed as not necessarily safe because the benzene is above 2 parts per million. Benzene above 2 parts per million. This is the list. Tag, you know them Tag sprays. Sure. Equate, you know Equate is over there at Walmart. I believe that's what Equate is. I'm not sure, but I think so. Suave, Right Guard, Power Stick, Soft and Dry, and Victoria's Secrets. Ain't that nothing? And for the Old Spice and Secret that Procter & Gamble is recalling, they say throw them out and you can call their number on their website and get your money back. Now that number, I hope y'all still got your pen, is 1-888-339-7689. Again, that number is 1-888-339-7689. Now, as I stated, you can go to Procter & Gamble's website and make sure that the deodorant you have from them. Now, if some of you are aware, Procter & Gamble is a huge conglomerate. It's a lot of companies underneath that Procter & Gamble umbrella. I do like that they are saying whether the government do something or not, this is bad. This might potentially take somebody's life. We're going to take it off the shelf. But if you're not sure whether... Thought I heard something. If you're not sure whether your particular brand that you're using from Procter & Gamble, like if you got one of the secrets of the Old Spices and you're not sure whether one of those is included, please go to their website. If you find that it is, Procter & Gamble is saying, please throw it out and call that number and they will reimburse you your money. Okay? Now, another thing to keep your eye out for. There was a drop in the Bitcoin prices with everything going on in the stock market, the law, and with the carnivals and, you know, variants and all this good stuff. So there was a drop in the Bitcoin. So if those of you who looking to buy Bitcoin, anytime it drops, that's when you buy it, babies. You don't buy it when it's on the climb. Wait till it dropped like it dropped. Now it's trying to rebound, but you might want to get you some before it get back. Because we don't know when it's going to hit for the 100,000, but you know it's going to. Okay, it dropped to around 42,000. It's back up to 48. You might want to grab it before it hits to the 100,000. If you grab it now and it hit 100 and it hits 100,000, whatever you put in, you're going to double your money. But, just keep your eye on the Bitcoin. It was a drop in the price. You don't want to be the one that don't get a piece. That's all I'm trying to tell you. Okay. So that's all to keep your eye open type stuff. So let me tell you what else going on. What'd you say, Vanessa? Facts, buy and stake. Okay, I'm just trying to tell you the truth. So now, next up, this is not a watcher. This is not a keep your eye on. This is just to let you know that it did happen. Now, over the weekend, Saturday to be exact, there was a white nationalist group called the Patriot Front that had their little demonstration at the Lincoln Memorial. They were out there chanting "Reclaim America." I don't know how you reclaim something you stole, but there it is. But they was out there marching around. They looked real silly. They didn't have tiki torches like the last people. They had Captain America shields, some khaki pants and matching outfits, shin guards and knee pads. They look real crazy. But they said they stand for racism, anti-Semitism, and intolerance. And they want to claim America for people with European ancestry. I'm like, y'all sound crazy as hell. Hey, Fly Gray Street. What Europe had to do with America. Y'all just came over here as illegal immigrants and killed everybody and went to stealing. Well, that's what they say that the other illegal immigrants gonna do. Well, maybe that's why they feel that way, because when they came here illegally, they went to killing folks and stealing property and giving people diseases and stuff. So, there it is. There it is and there it was. Okay? So, anyhow, next up. Just want y'all to know they out there. Be aware of these people. You see somebody in a navy blue sweater and some khakis with some knee pads and shin guards and a Captain America shield. I guess that is kind of a be on the lookout. Not only is this person crazy, they are potentially dangerous, definitely racist. Be careful. Okay. Now, next up. No, ma'am, do not do that. Don't you go buy no military and government bonds. And I'm going to tell you why in a little bit. You absolutely don't do that. Why are you telling people that? Don't do that. Next up, on the roster, we got some more. Ooh, what do I tell first? Well, let me tell you. Well, I don't know. What do I tell first? Okay, well, let's talk about the inflation story. With all these, they're hyping it up in the media. And this is one thing I want y'all to be on the lookout for. Make sure that anything you see the media hyping up, that you question it twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. Don't you ever, for the love of God, and I mean for the love of God and all that is holy, take what's on the news as the law. These people are crooked as a roach leg. Well, let me tell you what's going on with this. Like, the more I watch it, the more I see other pieces of journalism from independent journalists that are not run by the corporate machine, it makes you look a little deeper. Now, there's a site called the Daily Poster. It's good. Check them out. They have a lot of good stuff. So they started really getting into what people are not understanding about inflation. They hear a word inflation and they jump up and run with it. That's right, Fly Gray Street, question it every time. Every single time. Don't you dare take what they say. Anything that they tell you, ooh, watch out for this, watch out for something else. Watch out for them if they telling you to watch out for it, because they probably lying. That's what they're good at. They're illegal immigrants. So get this. Now, the first thing that people have to consider when it comes to inflation, why is inflation a big deal? Why do they put a lot of hype around it? Why do they push it on the news? They push it on the news for one reason for sure, right? One, it gets people excited. So whatever legislation they try to push through, and they tie it to inflation or tie it to that story or to that storyline or to that narrative, the American people really don't push back. They don't ask questions. Why? Because we've been told inflation is bad. That's why your prices are high. Everything's inflation. Right. But this is the problem. The inflation actually, get this, it only hurts the poor folks. Rich people are banking. Rich people are making money. Hey, Nacho Twins mama. Rich people are making a killing off of inflation. And the government is making a killing off of inflation. And they're not going to let you get a piece. That's why I say military bonds, government bonds is straight nonsense. Straight nonsense. We got somebody that might need to go because somebody jumped in my chat yesterday and put this as well. Any of my mods that just seen this comment come up in YouTube, y'all handle that for me so I don't have to. So why am I saying they're making a killing? Okay, they're making a killing, and the Federal Reserve. See, remember when I mentioned, thank you, Christian, when I mentioned the Federal Reserve the other day, maybe last week, week before, and I was telling you, you know, they got Jerome Powell in there. He's a whole scumbag. You know, the man is crooked. The Federal Reserve is never audited. They get away with pure D murder. They bail out Wall Street. They bail out rich people. Jerome Powell was allowed to make millions and millions of dollars off of trades that he was supposed to be overseeing. So literally he had inside information and made his money. They just recently put a stop to that. But let me tell you another reason why the Federal Reserve is instrumental in rich people getting rich and the government and the banks making a doggone killing. Because make no mistake about it, inflation helps the government, the media, big business, and banks. Okay? Government, media, big business, and banks. Okay? And the reason I say this, let me see if I can make it make sense for you, because you know I try to explain stuff in the easiest way, or I guess the best way I can, so that I think folks will understand it. So remember I told you that the Federal Reserve and the Federal Reserve Chair, Jerome Powell, and anybody else who gets in that chair, that's the person who ends up buying what they call junk bonds. So literally these big companies will say, hey, I'm in trouble. I'm going to sell off a bunch of junk bonds. I'm going to sell these off. The government is going to buy them. And when the government buys these junk bonds, that money is going to bail my poor company out. We in so much trouble, right? Well, see, here's the thing. They never end up really helping small companies. They only end up helping large companies that are already being traded, you know, and they have stocks to be traded off. They're not helping small companies. They're helping big companies. And so what they do is they have what's called exchange traded funds. And in those exchange traded funds, it's never, hey, Miss Sparkle, she's over on Twitch. All right now. In those exchange traded funds, it never includes the smaller companies. It never helps the struggling companies. It includes stocks like Microsoft, Home Depot, Walmart, Apple, the big boys, right? Now, buying these journal entries, because that's really all it is, just a journal entry. They're junk bonds because they're junk. It don't really amount to nothing. But buying those journal entries, what it does is it inflates what the Fed had. So it makes it look like, see, we got all this junk over here and we gave all this money out. So we holding all this junk. We're holding all this debt in a way. This is what we're holding. It makes them look on the books like, see, look how much trouble we in. And so what that does is that it gives them the opportunity to lend and keep the interest rates low. Why do they want to keep the interest rates low? Because it entices people to borrow. And when they entice people to borrow, the money comes in that benefits the bank, it benefits the government. So keeping the interest rates low, what that does is that it artificially props up the market. And so they can lend to and the interest rates low. It increases the money coming in. It also inflates the federal budget. Like, hey, see, we lending out and we can't even lend it at the right interest rate. We're keeping it low. So it inflates the federal budget. So then that way they can turn around and say, see how much trouble we in? We need to pass this legislation. We need to pass this legislation. And nobody's asking any questions. The rich people are making a killing. During the pandemic, rich people made so much money that they had to have, I think they said, private jet inflation because they were buying so many private jets during the pandemic. They made a killing. In fact, just with the research, 45% of the U.S. households were suffering. And out of the 45%, these people were people that was making $40,000 a year or less. So the people who are really suffering from inflation are poor folks. These rich people are making a killing. Vanessa, tell them again, because it's the truth. Money manipulation is the USA. This is what they're doing. They manipulating the market and they playing a game, and they use the media to get people hyped up so you won't ask questions. Anything they say they're going to do, okay, well, they got to because of inflation. Now, most people understand, okay, if you flood the market with paper money, the money has less value. So that part of inflation makes sense. But this is the part of inflation that people do not see or understand, is that the government, big business, media, and the banks are rolling in dough during inflation. That's how they get paid. Mind you, the talking points in the media is going to always be, well, we got inflation because we gave y'all a $1,200 check. You a $1,200 check lie. They don't mention the money they gave to the defense budget. They don't mention the money they gave to foreign countries. They don't mention the money that they spent for just for the darn the politicians, their salaries. They give themselves salary increases. They don't mention none of that, but they will sit there and try to sell you a story that them $1,200 is why you got inflation. They're still not discussing the fact that they bringing in Afghani refugees, and they want to literally give these people money that's U.S. tax money you went and sweat for. They want to give your money to these people before they ever think about doing anything for you. I just want y'all to really know what's going on. I want y'all to really know what's going on and have your eyes wide open and not eyes wide shut. Poor people are suffering from inflation. Rich people are lining their doggone pockets. They are lining their pockets. This is a time for us to have a little bit of financial literacy and understand not only how to get a couple dollars for ourselves, how to get more money for ourselves, and how to build businesses. We also need to understand what's happening in our government and how they're playing us, how they really making out, and we looking crazy. This is what's really going on. All right, Sasha Lynn, congratulations on your 5-month membership. All right. Thank you, sis. We happy to have you. You know, you always been a good part of our family. So that's just that on that. I ain't going to dig too much deeper, but I hope I made that clear enough so that y'all know what I'm talking about. Now, the next up, this one is a little bit of a funny. Hold on. Let me see what Ebony M say before I move to the next update. Ebony say, yeah, loan officers make thousands per loan that they close. Right. A lot of them refinance the same borrowers over and over. You better say it. You had better say it. Vanessa telling y'all, I said it before, always have a LLC and invest. That's right, because what you invest, you ain't got to pay tax on. That's what the clear people doing. Queen say the lies they be saying and telling. Yeah, they love to lie. That's what they do best, just like they daddy. But I'm going to shut up. Shut up, Shanitra. So next up, this one's a little bit of a funny, okay? CNN child, CNN Chris Cuomo and Jeff Zucker got it going on, baby. They is in the news, in the clear people news, and they turning the clear people news into almost into social media, because you know when it came to Chris Cuomo, remember we talked about it. The fact that what they did was they ended up. Remember last time we talked about it, they said that he was suspended indefinitely. So, but they apparently the wording of his suspension left it open where he could possibly come back. So what happened? What had happened was they went ahead and had to go ahead and terminate him. And they had to terminate him because, you know, the people was investigating. You know, them people, them alphabet people, they was investigating, and then they got the information back, you know, dead to rights, that you were helping your brother. So then CNN had to go ahead on, and they had to go ahead and terminate this man. So, you know, he done made his little cookie cutter statement. You know, I've already said what I did and why, and I had a wonderful team, and, you know, yada, yada, yada. Well, that ain't the main story. So the main thing is CNN president Jeff Zucker, not to be confused with Zuckerberg, but Jeff Zucker, CNN president, they saying he protected Cuomo until that investigation, you know, finished, and they were actually forced to do something about him. Because it looked like they didn't have no intention on doing nothing about him. They was going, that's why they left the language in that suspension so that he could come back if they had an opportunity. If they had an opportunity, that's what it was going to be. But they had to go ahead and terminate because they didn't have an option. So they protected him, and then investigation came in, facts in, they had to let him go. So again, you would think that was it, that it came out, they protected him. Y'all, then get this. They said it's a sexual assault claim against Chris Cuomo. What's going on with these Cuomo dudes, man? Now you helping your brother because he around here touching on people. Okay, he's a grabby gorilla. And then you got the audacity yourself to be a grabby gorilla. And now you got, whether he did it or not, I don't know. Let me just say that. But he got a sexual assault claim against him too. And so just when you think you done heard it all, and that's where it's going to stop. No, it ain't stopping there, honey. They on some don't stop, get it. Apparently, now Chris Cuomo, he throwing Jeff Zucker under the bus. Now, that's low down and dirty. What you say, Toffee Mocha? Yeah, Jeff was trying to help him. He didn't want to fire him. He tried to cover for him. But tell me why Chris Cuomo done throw Jeff Zucker under the bus and gonna come back out and say what he knew for months. If somebody tried to help you, now see this, all this says to me is that Chris Cuomo, you a whole creep. You and your brother, y'all ain't no good. So somebody try to help you out and keep you in your job. And I ain't saying the man was right to try to help him, but I'm just saying if that's your dog, that's your dog. But he tried to help this man, and because they had to terminate him, they didn't have an option in the matter. They had to terminate him. This man done turned around and threw him under the bus. Oh, he knew about it for months. You see how people do? So if somebody do something dirty, don't help them, because they'll turn around and they'll get you. Fly Gray Street say a low down dirty shame. Sure enough. Yeah, that's too cold. He ain't nothing. Why you do that man like that? He tried to save your neck. He's a whole president of CNN. He could have went ahead and threw you out there to the people up front. He didn't even have to try to cloak for you or nothing. What's the first thing you do when they couldn't save your neck? They couldn't save you. Chris, you did it. You did it. What did you want them to do? Hey, I am unique. And then when they had to terminate you, not because they wanted to, then you go throw the man up under the bus. He ain't no good. He ain't no good. That's why you don't help people do dirty stuff, because you might have a heart and be like, man, this is my friend. Maybe he didn't mean to do it. I ain't going to tell nobody. I'm going to try to cover it up. And guess what? The same person you trying to help, they ain't going to just throw you under the bus. They going to get a bus driver $5 in gas money. That's what they going to do. Toffee Mocha say he threw him under the bus and ran him over. Yeah, I say he threw him under there and held him under the tie. Held him there. That's what I think. And you say New Yorkers don't like the Cuomos. Well, y'all know Quad Webb from Married to Medicare. She was trying to holler at that weird looking man. When Nelson said the Cuomo brothers had money and power, so they felt untouchable. Well, they sure look untouchable. I wouldn't. I almost gagged a little bit. Let me stop. That's a joke I can't even make. I'll be done tossed my cookies. But speaking of people that do dirty stuff, y'all, we got another dirty bird on the radar. We got to talk about another dirty bird by the name of Jackie Johnson. So some of y'all might have read about Jackie Johnson. Some of y'all ain't read about Jackie Johnson. So let me tell you about Jackie and what Jackie done. Jackie was the first prosecutor on the Ahmaud Arbery case down in Georgia. Well, apparently, the Greg McMichael, that character, actually used to work for her as an investigator. So, they knew each other. They had a prior relationship. Okay, that's a conflict of interest right there. But he knew her. He used to work for her. He didn't even retire till 2019. So he called her apparently 1 hour after the shooting, left a voicemail. This heifer, after this, gonna delay the arrest for 74 days of them three savages, okay? She then told law enforcement when they called her, was like, okay, how do we proceed? Because a lot of times they'll do that. They'll call the DA office, so that way when they arrest them, they can arrest them the way they want to arrest them, so that so they don't mess up the DA's case. So when they called her and was like, okay, how you want us to do it? What you want us to arrest them on, or how it's supposed to go? She tells them, don't arrest the people. Now, mind you, that's against the state law all the way across the board. But she told them, do not arrest, right? And then eventually, I guess it got a little too hot. So Miss Thing finally recused herself from the case. Now, the problem is, she should have recused herself. Excuse me, y'all. She should have recused herself from the beginning, because she knew these people firsthand, because the daddy used to work in her office as an investigator. Well, apparently, when she finally did recuse herself, she was still trying to help them. She was still trying to rig the quote unquote justice system, or as I call it, the just us system, because that's the only people that they want to try to mete out some justice to, is just us. So when she did finally recuse herself, before she did that, she tried to push it over to Waycross, Georgia. Now, some of y'all from the bottom, y'all know how Waycross is, but she tried to push it over to Waycross to the DA George Barnhill. But get this. She had already called Barnhill and talked with Barnhill about the case. Yeah, she had talked with Barnhill about the case. Yeah, y'all please hit the like button. Please help me. Hit the like button. Everybody, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Please, please, please. Thank you. And so she had already talked to Barnhill about the case. And then when they got to Barnhill said he didn't see no reason to arrest them. Y'all see how they rigged this system? These people know each other and they work together. They work together. That's why the defense attorney was so blatant and bold with her vulgar degradation of the victim. That's the nicest way I can put it. But it was such a vulgar degradation of the victim, considering the fact that you're talking about this man toenails and all this stuff. Just disgusting. A disgusting animal. They're all a bunch of animals, if you ask me. But he said he didn't see no reason to arrest. And to be quite honest, I think the video is what saved the case. If it hadn't been no video of these wild, smelly, lice-covered savages murdering that young man, I'm pretty sure they would have gotten away with murdering that young man. Period, point blank. I honestly believe in my heart of hearts, they would have gotten away with it. I just believe it. I'm sorry. I just believe it. They would have gotten away with it because they were doing everything they could to help them get away with taking somebody's life. I don't know. Just too much. But just so y'all know about that. So now next up, a little bit more stuff that we need to pull out there on the entertainers. Let's talk about the entertainers real quick, because they crooked too. Well, now they trying to pull something on Lil Wayne, y'all. They say, don't know how true, but they say that the police is investigating Lil Wayne because they saying that he pulled a pow-pow out on his bodyguard. Now, mind you, the people close to him say ain't no truth in that. So I don't know why they putting that out there, but I feel like Wayne should have expected some backlash and some stories and stuff, because people is mad because he got pardoned by Trump, and the fact that, they felt like, hey, he shouldn't have got pardoned, and they wanted him to be able to go to jail this last time, and that was supposed to be it for Lil Wayne. And the fact that he's still on the street, now here we go. But it's a he say, she say situation is what it is. It's just one person telling one story and somebody else telling something else. Some type of altercation happened where he told a guard to get out of his house for taking pictures and leaking them to the media. That's the story one guard is saying. And then they tried to go to the bathroom before leaving, and Wayne was like, no, you ain't using my bathroom. And then they say they've told the police that he pulled out an AR-15. He ran out the house to the guard shack of the gated neighborhood. Then he called the police. Sources say the police tried to talk to Wayne, but he wasn't home once he got there. Now, people ain't really going along with it. They saying that people denied it. People that was close to the incident denied it. And then they clarified the fact that Wayne don't even have a pow-pow. Law enforcement say the guard has no marks or injuries. And they're saying that he don't want to press charges. So I don't know. I don't know if this is something to even pay attention to. I think somebody might have paid him to try to do a little something, or he might have been trying to get a payday. You just never know. But I don't believe he pulled out no AR-15. All the weight Lil Wayne is lost and stuff. I don't know if he could hold an AR-15. Let me just say that for the record. But I don't believe that story. You're right. I don't believe that one. Not that I think he's an upstanding gentleman, far from it. But I just don't first believe he could hold an AR-15. If you wanted me to believe it, you should have said he had a Derringer or something. A nice ladylike gun. You're not finna convince me that he had no AR or 15. I'm not buying that. No. It's some stories that I believe, and it's some stories that I'm not finna believe no kind of way. And that's one of them. What you say? What AR? How you just pull it out? But it sounds like they covered it up. But how do you? Where would he pull it out from? We talking about a man that weighed all of 65 pounds. But you want to convince me that he just had an AR-15 just hiding in the back of his pants, and he just whipped it out, and he could actually hold it, and he didn't tip over. Okay, I mean, if you say it, yeah, I mean, if you believe it, sis, I go along with you, but I don't know if I believe that. Yeah, he need a ladylike gun, a nice little owl-handled Derringer or something. One of them that you could fit in your cleavage. Now, if you'd have told me he had one of them, then I'd have said, Wayne, well, I never. But I just don't believe he had no AR-15. He just whipped it out. First of all, that ain't something that we normally tote. We like AKs, not ARs. We do not belong to the NRA, nor do we own any Confederate flags. And y'all know what I'm getting at. Cut the bull. Some people just believe anything that, if the people make an accusation, folks just jump on it. Hey, Sharon Stanley. But no, I don't believe that story. That one don't really jive for me. Well, here's another story that I think don't jive. Now, see, this is why these young black men might want to keep their little behinds out the media. They think it's so cute to be on social media, be in the forefront, doing all this stuff. Now, in Wayne's defense, and I hate to defend him because I don't like him. However, I like his music. Let's do that. I feel like Wayne has calmed down considerably, and he doesn't draw all that undue attention to himself. But we got somebody that do. Y'all know who I'm talking about, the dummy. Well, the dummy, wait a minute. Let me get Niece's comment real quick before I tell y'all about the dummy. I mean the baby. Niece said, I don't believe he could carry the biggest super soaker water. He ain't carrying the biggest super soaker. No, not at all. So in the case of the dummy, now he had a case of battery. They saying he punched somebody. But the case is, the charges got dismissed out there in Las Vegas. Now, this incident supposedly took place in November of 2020, but the victim didn't even come forward to this year. This is a clear man now. If that black man had hit him, he'd have came forward immediately the same day, and he would have called somebody. He'd have told everybody, like, I'm not buying for 1 minute that he hit you in your head and you ain't told nobody till this year. These clear folks need to quit with these lies or lie better. Now, y'all been lying for as long as y'all been lying and y'all ain't got no better at it. This just pitiful. That just let you know that they was getting by with lies that they didn't even put no thought into. But this go around, sir, we gonna need your lies to make sense. So this is what the man claimed. That they had rented a Mercedes Sprinter and they in the Sprinter they were smoking. That part, I believe. Okay? Then he said he tried to tell him to quit smoking. That part, I believe. Say he need to get out of jail card for being beat with that ugly stick. I agree. So he said he tried to tell him don't smoke. I believe that. He said when he told them don't smoke, they cussed him out. I believe that. I believe they cussed him bad. Lord knows I believe they cussed him real bad. Then he said that when they got to the location, they went to get out and he asked for the money. I believe that. He said then that the baby had turned around and punched him in the back of his head and said, "You ain't the boss." Now, I do believe that he was told you're not the boss because maybe they were supposed to pay the boss and not give you no money. And number two, when they got you back, when you got them back to the Hard Rock Hotel where you was dropping them off, why would you be asking for the money with the back of your head exposed? Who would you have been looking at to ask for the money? He had to be looking at the baby to ask for the money. So if you looking at him to ask him for the money, how did he reach around behind you and punch you in the back of your head? You see what I'm saying? The lies, they got to get better. And then say somebody in his crew told him, "You lucky you not in my city because I'd have killed you, CRACKERMF." And I don't know if I believe that either, because that ain't how we use that word. We use it different. Killed you, Saltine MF. That ain't how we talk. Now, if he just said killed yo Saltine A, then yeah, but he didn't even see. This is the thing. This is where people mess up. Now, let me just explain this, right? Let me just explain this, okay? There is a proper way to conjugate curse words, and I don't know if people are aware of this. Now, I don't cuss no more like that if I can help it. However, there is a way that you conjugate cuss words, and you don't just string random cuss words together. Hey, Steph Lauren, you don't just string them together like that. See, that's how clear people cuss. That's how I know he made that up. Now, if he'd have said that black boy turned around and said, "Man, we was back home, we'd have killed Joe Saltine A," I'd have been like, "Ooh, y'all said that." But talking about something, "We would have killed you, Saltine MF." That ain't how we talk. Now, if he'd have said we'd have killed Joe MF and A, yo Saltine A, or you FA Saltine, like it's certain ways that black people conjugate curse words, and that ain't it, Mr. Clear Man. You didn't get that thing together, man. That's right, Latavia. Cursing 101. Now, I might have stopped, but my daddy name Phil, and I'm real good. Like, if I really wanted to do it, I still remember how. It's like riding a bike, and I know how it go, and that ain't how it went. Christian, did I tell it right? Did I conjugate the verbs right, the curse words? Because that's how it works. And he didn't tell it right. So I don't believe that part either, because it don't sound right. And say after that, they grabbed their bags and they left. And then somebody said that they would leave him dead on the road. If they left, how was they going to leave you dead on the road, sir? You see how when clear people go to line, they don't never tell it right. They so accustomed to being able to just say anything and people believe them. They don't even put no thought process, no research, no nothing into the lies they tell. But I still blame the dummy, because you keep putting yourself in the public eye. You keep drawing attention to yourself. These people know you got all this in here money, and they trying to figure out, well, money bad right now. Who can I lie on? I'm on point with it. Thank you. You say the palm colored man probably wrote it the way he heard it. No, you say palm colored. That clear man just lied, and he tried to tell the lie in a way that he conjugates those curse words. See, he told it in the vernacular that he understands. He's not bilingual. He only speaks his version of English. He don't speak dialect, because had he spoke dialect, he would have been able to tell that lie in the right tense. He would have used the right tense of them cuss words, and he didn't do that. He didn't do that. Say this came from one of the clear people still in learning, watching, and but yeah, he didn't tell that right, because he lied. See, that's what happened when you lie. Just like he said, that boy, he asked for money, and the boy supposed to be the rich round behind him and hit him in the back of the head. That's not how that go. So of course the dummy denied all the accusations, say like that's 100% false. And his attorneys was ready to go ahead and go to court, and they had to drop it. He gave the man $7,500 and just went on about his business. So he was looking for a big payday. The money you got was less than the chain around his neck. So you got $7,500. Don't spend it all in one place and take your funky behind on. But you see how them clear people lie? He tried to put that out there, but I say still yet, he did that to himself. That's just my opinion. I might be right, I might be wrong. He need to stay out the public eye with a bunch of mess. And he probably could have avoided a lot of this stuff that he's going through. And I'm never going to feel sorry for him, but it is what it is. Now, in one more story about him before I let y'all go. Y'all remember all that mess happened with Rolling Loud, and they went running behind him. You know, the LGBTQ XYZ LMNOP people came behind him. And you can't say stuff like what you said, and you offending people and all that stuff. Remember that? And so then he went to sit down with the people so they could explain to him, like, this is why. No, I don't know nothing about that man. I don't like that man, so I don't know nothing about him. I ain't heard nothing about him. All right, Queen, bye, girl. So anyway, he sat down with the people, talked with the people, they explained stuff. You know, he apologized, like, oh, my bad, I shouldn't have said all that stuff that I had said about y'all to the Rolling Loud. You know, I ain't mean no harm. I ain't gonna say it no more. And then that was the end of it, right? Now, child, how about these groups is not taking to the internet to complain that he met with us, but we ain't heard nothing else from him, and he ain't gave us no money. I say, wait, stop right there. You say, what had happened? These people was looking for a payday. This is what I be trying to tell y'all. The agenda is real. These people wasn't so hurt. They wasn't offended. They wanted some money. They sat down and talked with that boy and was like, he ain't been back to talk with us no more. He ain't said nothing else to us. He didn't give us no type of monetary donation. On what planet did he owe you monetary donation? Somebody say something that you didn't like and you wanted to educate them, then you educated them. What you mean monetary donation? Was he supposed to pay for the education? Was he supposed to pay to sit down and listen to you? Hell, he didn't want to sit down and listen to you in the first place. So the fact that he took time out of his day to sit down and listen to you because you didn't like something he said, like you was his mama. He sat down and listened to you. Now you up here taking to the internet, and it ain't one of the groups, child. It's multiple of them going to the internet talking about, well, he didn't give us no monetary donation, and we ain't heard nothing else from him. What you mean heard nothing else from him? Was he supposed to come meet with y'all every week? Ain't no judge put him on no community service with y'all. Ain't nobody told you that he was going to be your best friend and sit around having slumber parties and plaiting your hair. That's what had happened. They want the money. Yeah, them clear crooks. They tried to extort the boy out of money. And they try to extort you by saying, oh, you don't like us because of the LBXYZ LMNOP. And that's why you don't like us and we want to cancel you. But we won't if you give us some money. That's what that was. That's what I said. What is the money for them? That man don't owe you no money. That man don't owe you no money. People been saying nasty, horrible stuff about black folks all the time. I didn't like that Sandra Bullock was up there talking about basically she done adopted black children for racism practice. Talking about, well, you know, sometimes I wish that my children were the same color as me, but I'm growing and getting better. Them children are not, black children are not born so white women can practice not being racist. But hey, we didn't, you know, say, oh, we're going to cancel you unless you give us some, we got some black women's groups. We need some money. And you don't give us some money, we going to cancel you. That's right. What you say, the money is the motive. There you go. Saying they had the nerve to say on behalf of the community back then. Yeah, which child, stop it. Yeah, they think that they can extort money out of people by pretending that somebody is hateful or a bigot. We gonna call you hateful or a bigot unless you give us some money or unless you say everything we want you to say. Absolutely not. Again, I don't like the dummy, but the dummy don't owe them no money. Ain't nobody say, oh, shoot, he punched that black lady. You need to give money and donate money to every black woman's group, every sorority and D9. You need to donate money to the Order of the Eastern Stars, all them over there in Florida. Just make sure you drop them off some money because you punched that black lady. These people are criminals. They are extortionists. They are extortionists. But because it fits the agenda, you know, the agenda du jour, They will never be brought to book, and people will always make excuses for them. What you say, it feels like a bully tactic. That's exactly what it was. And hoping he gonna be upset if y'all say he didn't give you no money. Right. Ain't nobody finna give you no money. That boy don't care what y'all say about him no way. At all. And I don't either. Listen, I be trying to tell y'all these people is up to stuff and they not telling the truth. They are not telling the truth. I think that just about covers everything, y'all. I ain't got nothing else left. Oh, yes, I do. I got one more before I let y'all go. Why they say that young man, Travis Scott, and he sure is ugly, ain't he? Good God. Say he asked the judge to dismiss one of the charges, one of the many lawsuits. There's a bunch of them. But they say asked the judge to dismiss one of them. And he's still trying to say that he's innocent, which you ain't innocent. I just feel like you got a whole lot of co-defendants that ain't being charged. That's all I say. But innocent, absolutely not. He trying to get one of them thrown out. And I don't know how he gonna get it thrown out. You know, it just seems to be a mess. Well, apparently, okay. So this what he's saying. He wanted thrown out on grounds of prejudice because he's saying that he ain't had nothing to do with the injuries and the deaths sustained by the people in the crowd. And a general denial allows him to submit one response to all the allegations against him. And he asking to combine all of them lawsuits in one case called a multi-district litigation because mostly all the claims are the same. And he don't want his name or label to be included in any of the lawsuits regarding the situations. I think it's going to be interesting. What you say, Sharon? You say innocent is a stretch. I think it's far from the truth. I don't think he's innocent at all, but I just feel like he got more. He's got more co-defendants than they naming. Yeah, to the bone, to the marrow. All right, naturally rooted. I'm serious. That baby, that child right there. And I don't want to talk about nobody's baby because he's somebody's baby. You know, I don't know his mama, but I feel like she might feel away if we was calling her child ugly. But I'm just saying, you know, ma'am, your baby's hard to look at. I can say that he's very hard to look at. You say in that Suge Avery voice. Yes, ma'am. But yeah, he's trying to get them combined. He don't want his name or his label involved, and got the nerve to say he's innocent. Now the innocent is a stretch. It's a stretch. That whole situation is just tragic. That's all I can say. Now the grown people, I'm gonna be honest, and as I always say, y'all might throw rocks at me, but I'm just gonna duck. I don't feel as horrible for those big grown people as I do for the small children that were there. Because those small children didn't have no control over where the grown people in their lives took them. They were brought there and put in a dangerous situation. And it's just so regrettable. It's so regrettable. But no, I'm not exactly broken up over grown people. That, you know, I saw that poster for that place. I did. All right. Protect my energy. You say you got to go, baby. I got to go too. So I'm going to get on up out of here. But I enjoyed y'all. We'll be back again later. We will be back again later today. So I did enjoy y'all this morning. I think that's it so far. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's it. And we'll be back a little bit later because I wanted to cover something else I saw um, in the funny pages. So we're gonna have us a good old time with that. Again, you guys are awesome. Y'all have been all that. This was a lot of fun. Thank y'all for allowing me to bring the updates. You said thank me for the updates. Well, thank y'all for listening to the updates. Everybody don't want to hear what's going on and what's happening. And I may not always be the best at explaining everything the way it's really going down. So I appreciate y'all being here while I try to make it make sense to you. But again, I appreciate you guys. Have an awesome Monday. Hit the ground running. Be positive. Be productive. Stay encouraged, but most important, remember to encourage somebody else. And I'll talk to y'all a little bit later, okay? Hit the like button on your way out if you didn't already hit it. Subscribe if you have not subscribed. Hit that notification bell and remember to click all, okay? All right. Bye, y'all.